Greetings, Commanders. I'm Commander Link Savage, and welcome to the first episode of Space Vehicle Virgins. To start the series off with a bang, we got our hands on the latest offering from Falcon DeLacy, the brand new Krait Phantom. Stick around, and let's see if this fresh from the factory ship is worth your credits. Next on Space Vehicle Virgins. The latest ship from Falcon DeLacy, the Krait Phantom, was released closely on the heels of the re-release of its big brother, the Krait Mark II. The Krait Mark II is slower, heavier, but more powerful, can hold more crew, and can be fitted with a ship-launched fighter bay. The Phantom feels more like a smaller, sportier version of the Mark II, sort of like a 21st century sports car. Falcon DeLacy decided to take a design formula that works very well with the Krait Mark II and expand on it while keeping it within reach of any pilot in the Federation. With a starting price of around 45 million credits, depending on where you buy it, the entry fee is relatively low, cheaper than the Python and the Krait Mark II. While you won't get the best modules out of the gate, you do have options. Many options. Overall, the Phantom retains the classic look of the Krait Mark II, being built on the same chassis, with a few updates making it a more modern looking ship. And about those looks, with a single strip of 8 thrusters flanked by 2 fin thrusters, it is apparent this ship is built for speed. Those 2 fin thrusters, by the way, leave a trail similar to those found on Guardian Tech. The helm is no longer flanked by the crew pods, opting instead to bring the single crew member closer to the helm, streamlining the canopy of the vessel. This particular Phantom, the Red Dwarf, is not stock. Not only has it been A-rated with its modules, it also has some slight modifications performed on it by some engineers. The total cost of this Phantom is around 110 million credits. Even without being A-rated, the Phantom does not disappoint. In fact, it is a surprisingly versatile ship for the price. Let's take a look under the hood. Okay, so let's go on ahead and take a look at these core internals with the Krait Phantom. This Krait Phantom features a 1A military grade composite bulkhead that adds quite a bit to the hull's capacity to take damage. As you see, the ship integrity down below is over 1,000 for a medium ship that is not necessarily made to do solely combat. That is not bad at all. We're looking at a 7A power plant that has been modified. The modification on that power plant is overcharged just to increase the power capacity on it. The thrusters, we're looking at 6A thrusters. Those 6A thrusters have also been modified. They've been modified with drag drives. The drag drives and dirty drive tuning makes this thing handle like a dream. We also have a 5A frameshift drive. That frameshift drive has been modified with the increased FSD range and the mass manager because this ship did participate in at least the first half of the Distant Worlds 2 expedition. Made it all the way out to Colonia, only took 128 jumps to come back. For a life support, 7A power distributor, which means we almost never run out of power. This has yet to be engineered, and when it does, the capacity will be insane. We are also rocking 6D sensors on this ship, only for the lightness of the 6D sensors. We do not need high sensor range, and they have also been modified with lightweight. Absolutely fantastic for this ship. It comes stock with a 5C fuel tank with a capacity of 32 tons of fuel. You almost never run out of fuel. As long as you carry a fuel scoop, you can scoop every 6-7 jumps. It's crazy. The hardpoints features 2 3C multi-cannons in the large hardpoints. Those have both been engineered, and they have been engineered for overcharged weapon in order to make up for some of the DPS that is lost from missing that third large hardpoint that its brother, the Krait Mark II, has. But like the Krait Mach 2, it also has 2 medium hard points, in which this one features torpedo pylons and pulse lasers. Under utility mounts, frame shift wake scanner, because this one is definitely out there farming those materials for engineering. Kill warrant scanner, because it needs to help this pilot get on up to his elite combat rank. And we're looking at 2 engineered shield boosters, because there is never enough shields. And this is for resistance, and the other, I believe, which one is the other? Let's take a look. They were both modified with resistance. We'll go on down to the optional internals, and let's see what this thing is carrying with it. Features a 6A shield generator, which is the largest shield generator that this machine can hold. A 5A fuel scoop means scooping fuel at a star, you'll be right back to full before you even line up to your next destination. It is currently holding a 5H Guardian frame shift drive booster. This is what is allowing us to go from 30 light years to 40 light years. Absolutely fantastic and necessary if you decide that you are going to go out into the dark beyond farming for those materials. We're looking at 5D hull reinforcements because, well, hull reinforcements. 3D module reinforcement because that canopy is front and center. That canopy is an easy target, and any kind of reinforcement that you can get on the canopy is more than worth it. A 2G planetary vehicle hangar with 1 SRV in the bay. Very, very useful for planetary landings when you have to get those things like arsenic, or when you're going out to Dav's Hope to pick up some more materials. And another 3D module reinforcement package, because what did we just say about that canopy? It is right front and center, out in the open, rather large. It's an easy target. You want to try to make your modules as strong as you possibly can. This also features a 1E standard docking computer as a quality of life improvement. Not needed, but it's definitely there to just kind of feel like you have a fully spec'd out, luxurious, expensive sports vehicle, and a standard planetary approach suite. Falcon has gone the extra mile inside of the ship. Not only does it have a ton of module space, it would seem that Falcon has spent a considerable amount of time designing and polishing the interior. Noticeably smaller than the Mark II, you can only have 1 crew member in multi-crew in the Phantom instead of 2 like you can with the Mark II. That said, everything from the color and updated information panels to the neat management of cables, the interior of the Phantom is beautiful. It looks far more finished than the Mach 2. The view from the inside is absolutely fantastic for a ship of this size for both the helm and the crewmen. Instead of talking about it, let's go on ahead and take it out for a ride. To have some fun with the Phantom and see how it flies, we've come out to Deciat 7B, where there are plenty of canyons to fly through and a great view to fly under. Let's hop in. Alright guys, so here we are inside of the Krait Phantom. Absolutely fantastic. One of the first things that you will notice about the Krait Phantom is how familiar it is if you have been inside of a Krait Mach 2. The view, while not as wide in terms of how much glass is in front of you, is still a nice full view with that very familiar angled look with the familiar lights of the Krait Mach 2. You'll also notice that the HUD is your standard Pilots Federation HUD, comes inside of every single human-made ship. But some of the other things that you will notice upon sitting down is the styling. The interior styling of the Krait Phantom is phenomenal. The colors are fantastic. Now, I do have a bias because my favorite colors are red and black. And in the interior of the Krait Phantom, you have a mix of red, black, gray, the metal. It all looks fantastic. Even the parts of the metal where you had previously seen sharp edges, they've now been covered with these great covers that are now also neatly, neatly being the key word here, funneling all of your wires and keeping them out of the way. Cable management is fine. We don't have a bunch of cables just hanging down out of anywhere. If we go on ahead and take a look around, you can see the color scheme is followed throughout the entire ship. Even the stairs look fantastic. All of the panels have been modernized, and your co-pilot now has a great view right out of the front. So their side window might be smaller, but they have been brought in closer to the helm, so that way they now have a great view out front. This is absolutely fantastic. It feels great. Let's go on ahead, and instead of just talking about it, let's give it a spin. Now, the engine ramping up sounds a lot like a V12 from the 21st century. Absolutely fantastic and nostalgic feeling. And we're looking at a top speed of around 380 on a medium ship. Think about that. This is not a Mamba. This is not a Fer-de-Lance. This is a general purpose utility ship that is highly versatile. The ship itself, even with the dirty drives and the drag, handles like a dream. I will tell you that the thrusters are very, very powerful and requires a steady hand. With a top speed of 380, this ship becomes very, very nimble. Feels almost like you're flying with flight assist off sometimes, but you still have the protection of having flight assist. And that boost sound. Oh my goodness. Let's go on ahead and hear it again. Absolutely fantastic. One of the best boost sounds in the business right now. Given that this ship is highly versatile, you can do almost anything in it. You can explore in it, you can fight in it, you can mine in it, you can wing in it, have a great time, you can do trade in it. Absolutely fantastic time with this machine. And it is within a price point that almost any pilot can afford. Speaking of the versatility, many pilots stop at exploration with this ship because it does have a fantastic jump range when it is completely stripped down and engineered for jump range. You can break 70 light years, no problem. This particular build with full loadout gets 40.72 light years currently. 40.72. And we are talking, it has SRVs, it has hull reinforcements, module reinforcements, all the hard points are taken, and you're still getting 40 light years. What does this mean outside of exploration? What it means outside of exploration, if people decide to look beyond the jump range, is that you have a very capable fighter that can be anywhere, anytime, very quickly. Instead of having to wait 30 minutes for a Corvette to come and back you up, you only have to wait 3, maybe 4. Absolutely fantastic. It only is missing 1 hard point from its older brother, but it still has 4 hard points, 2 large, 2 medium. Absolutely fantastic to fly, absolutely fantastic to drive. The thrusters themselves are very powerful, making for a highly maneuverable ship. The ship itself has a little bit of drag to it, a little bit of drift, and that makes it feel more like you're driving a sports car as opposed to its older brother, which is a bit heavier, quite a bit heavier, quite a bit slower, even though it's more powerful. What you lack in power, you make up for in speed. You make up for in maneuverability of a ship. In combat, this ship can keep up with almost anything. When running, if you need to, because sometimes, you know, you get hit by a pirate that is just going to annihilate you, they'll have to catch you first. I know that in a lot of things they tell you, oh, don't run from the pirates because they're most likely going to be faster than you are. Not if you're in a Krait Phantom. If you're in a Krait Phantom, you're getting away. And speaking of getting away and this boost, have you noticed that I don't really have to take a break from boosting? The power distributor along with the power plant, which is A-rated, absolutely fantastic. It is almost as if you have permanent boost. You will not run out of juice with this ship. Speaking of juice, let's take a look at these hard points. As you can see, with my boosting, and I'm boosting all over the place, I haven't really broken 50%. I might break it now, that's 49. 51% is what I'm breaking with the hard points out. And if we go on ahead and give them a shoot, we're gonna see whether or not this thing gets just too hot. A lot of fights are a lot of boosting, a lot of turning, and with all that boosting and turning, you tend to build up heat a lot quickly, faster than you normally would in, say, you know, I don't know, an Anaconda in most other ships. But in a ship like this, it stays cool as a cucumber. Very cool. Now, of course, there are the turns, and boosted turning, as to be expected, is relatively quick, especially considering the chassis this is built on. So we'll go ahead and do a boosted flip. Very fast, and notice the drift that we have coming in afterwards. Helps you get right on target, helps you continue shooting, not a problem. Let's just go on ahead, bring it up to speed, and we'll do a regular FA off turn. Now, to say that it outturns a Mamba isn't really saying very much, but you're not going to lose your target. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to do some down thruster flip and see how that goes. Down thruster flip. Very responsive, very fast. This is a ship in which you will not lose your target. You can stick to them like glue. You can get away when you have to. That boost sound, I will not get over it. Absolutely phenomenal sound. It handles like a dream. And not only does it handle like a dream, it trains you as a pilot. And it trains you as a pilot because this is ever so slightly rolling to the left on the flight stick. These thrusters are very powerful once engineered. Overall, I give the Krait Phantom an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. And I give it an 8 out of 10 because what I would prefer is to have the damage capability and the ship launch fighter capability of its older brother with the visual styling of this Krait Phantom. Now, you don't really need a ship launch fighter in a Krait Phantom. With its speed, it is not really necessary. Something like the Krait Mach 2, I can see exactly why you would want to have ship launch fighters with that, because it's not the fastest thing in the world, and those ship launch fighters come in very handy, especially when you can hold a crew of 2. This holds a crew of 1, has no ship launch fighters, does have SRV, and is missing 1 large hardpoint. That being said, it makes up for it in speed and maneuverability. What's the point of having great damage if you can't stay on your target? Exactly. Now, this is not a shield tank, it is not a hull tank, it is meant to be an all-purpose ship. Something that you can run canyons in, something that you can mine in, something you can do anything you want inside of, and it does this beautifully. Falcon DeLacy have outdone themselves this time around when it comes down to the Krait Phantom. Absolutely fantastic job. Way to go, Falcon DeLacy. The view, you never ever lose where you are. You know where you are at all times. You know how close your ship is to the rocks at all times. You can make really tight turns and not have to worry about where you are. Now, I'm trying to not go a little too crazy within these canyons because I do not want to destroy this ship, because it is 111 million credits to buy, and it is darn near 10 million credits for rebuy. So you definitely do not want to break it doing something funny, silly, or whatever. But this does not deter you from having fun. Not in any way, shape, or form. The view is absolutely fantastic. It definitely trains you. You have to be very steady with your hands if you want to control this ship in any professional manner. I lack such control. Now, I am having way too much fun flying this ship. The sound, the feeling, the look, absolutely top notch. 8 out of 10 for sure. A must buy for any pilot in the Federation. This is easily a daily driver. With that said, I'm gonna go have some more fun in these canyons, and I will catch you guys back at the station. So, that has been the Krait Phantom, the brand new offering from Falcon DeLacy. This can easily become a daily driver for any pilot that wants both style and substance. Well, that is it for this episode of Space Vehicle Virgins. We have plenty of ships to look at and fly. If you like this video and want to see more, be sure to hit that like button below, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to hit the bell button so you will be alerted as to when new videos are uploaded. Till next time, I am Commander Link Savage, and I'm hopping back into this bad boy and running those canyons again. Fly dangerously, and see you in the black.